the Siesta Key studio in beautiful Sarasota, Florida, it's How to Beat the Banks, hosted by local mortgage expert Bo Miller. Brought to you live on 1490 WWPR-AM or streaming live on Live Nation.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you've had a tremendous week this week. It's Joe Miller, local mortgage advisor, on another edition of How to Beat the Banks. So glad to have you with us, and I hope everybody got everything picked up last week after we had that crazy hurricane hit us again. Just hope everybody stayed safe. But today's show is all about home warranties. Why do we need them? Why are they important? And most importantly, how are they going to protect your home? And to help us with that, I got Dustin Lisefski today. He's with American Preferred Home Warranty. He's in the studio with us. How you doing, Dustin?
Doing very well, Joe. Thank you so much for the invite. Looking forward to having some conversation and help the listeners out there protect their assets and save some money in their pocket.
Oh, man, it's so good to have you with us. How's your week been?
It's been great. Besides that little threat of a storm, all went well with us down in, we're in the Fort Myers market. Hope everybody up here has stayed safe and sound as well. But everything is great, and happy to be safe and back to work.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you guys stayed safe. I know last year was pretty rough on especially Sanibel. A lot of repair and replacement still going on there. A lot of it open insurance claims. Still not actually all finalized. You know, I heard there's still a lot of cleanup being done, right?
As we say, they still got the blue tarps up. So those roof jobs were tested with the rain that we got, and we're still in the midst of it. Unfortunately, my father lost his home down there, so we know what it's like firsthand, and we feel for all those. But it's Fort Myers Beach I still have people that I see every day that say, I'm not ready to go back there and see the change yet, but they are open in business. Doc Ford's down there is just reopened, so they're getting some life back in.
So how's your father-in-law doing now? Was he able to get things rebuilt, or is he in the process? Or
as of 2 weeks ago, they just got their furniture put back in. So when the storm came, wow, he was a little anxious. They moved the cars. You know, they lost 2 vehicles in the flood surge as well. So
I hope they weren't collectors or something like that.
No. A couple Cadillacs.
No
but
69
nothing
Firebirds or anything.
No old Corvettes and no Van Goghs in the trunks, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm just glad they stayed safe and made it through it, because it really pounded you guys last year. So, well, today it's all about home warranties, America's preferred home warranty. We got Dustin in here with us. First of all, I just kind of wanted to see, you know, what got you into doing home warranties, and what kind of brought you in this world. Give me a little bit about your background.
So America's Preferred Home Warranty actually was a company I never heard of. I moved over from the East Coast about 2 years ago to the Fort Myers area. I spent 20 years in finance and business development and leadership, entrepreneur of sorts, have some rental properties and such, dabbling. But I had opportunity to move over to the West Coast here. My wife's an architect, as I mentioned. She accepted a job on this side. And
oh, wow.
We just love real estate. We love the idea of home ownership and using it as an investment. Obviously, it's one of the biggest purchases an individual can make in their lifetime, and really utilizing that to capitalize as an investment again, and of course build.
How long have you been in the home warranty business?
I've been in the warranty business for 2 years now. I've always been in leadership for about 22 years, so being in a home warranty, it's more of an educational piece. You know, again, what is the difference between home warranties and insurance, and going into things like that, which I think we can dabble in a little bit here. But it's really just kind of bringing the awareness to how a home warranty can change the mindset of a homeowner and really protect them.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of leadership, so I heard that you're engaged, right?
Engaged. We're getting married up here in Clearwater.
Just to let everybody know, he brought his fiance with him to the show. I'm not trying to embarrass her, but he did bring her in, and she seems like she's really nice, so you kind of lucked out.
Drive along. Yeah, I won. My dad told me yesterday at lunch, he said, man, you got a good one. So.
Well, how did you guys meet?
It's a funny story. We actually, she's, as mentioned in the architect business, we got some likes, but we met on online. A Match.com.
Oh, wow.
Chance.
I was hoping you would say it, because I wanted to dig into the dating website.
No, it was a first time for me. It was a second or third time for her. And
she had a
it's
couple
funny.
rough ones the first going out, and she's like, "Oh, third time's a charm, baby."
Yeah, that's it. She immediately asked if I was real and that to do a video
No, I'm
call.
fake.
You know, yeah, like is this a
What's your social?
catfish?
What's your date of birth? So when she met you, did she like run your credit and do a background check, or was she just like, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance on it. Here we go.
You know, ladies and the internet are modern day sleuths, so I'm sure there was some detective work there. Googling the name and Facebook.
The girlfriends had to approve of you, I'm sure. She ran it by the girlfriend committee. This guy's okay. You can date him. He's fine. We like him.
It's so funny.
So back to the home warranty thing. So what is the difference between a home warranty and homeowners insurance? Because I know everyone gets homeowners insurance, especially if they have a loan, because they have to protect their home. But then there's home warranties, which is what America's Preferred Home Warranty does. What are the differences between the two?
Yeah, so homeowners insurance it's going to offer coverage towards the home damage by outside causes, fires, floods, we call them or act of God. A home warranty, on the other hand, helps pay the repairs or replacement of items due to a normal wear and tear failure. So just for a quick example, if the washing machine was to fail and leak all over the floor and wall, washing machine is going to be covered by the home warranty company, and the damage to the wall and floor, that would be an insurance claim.
Oh, okay. So that basically they're there for the extra items. It's not, so you're not having to do an actual claim like on homeowners. So let's say you buy your home. Can anyone get a home warranty, or do you have to get it when you first buy the home, or how does that work? No,
absolutely not. Anybody can get a home warranty. There's many options out there. America's Preferred. We have a direct-to-consumer sales department. So if you've lived in your home for a couple of years and you're just saying, hey, this might be a good option for me, our customer service number you can call. There is a 30-day delay. They will price out. Yeah, they'll price out the plans for you. There is a 30-day delay when it's not transactional based. Me in particular, I typically work with real estate agents and brokers and do it at the transactional phase where there's a little bit of a discount because inspections have been done. There's been a little bit more of an oversight. So there is a little bit of savings up front. But
so you guys are nicer to the people buying. You're like, well, you've already paid for inspections, appraisal, title fees. We're going to give you a discount.
That's right. We already know that some stuff has been done. However, I would like to add that we do not require, America's Preferred does not require a homeowner inspection to be done to get a warranty on it.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, so even if someone was to, as a real estate agent or as an owner, waive an inspection, they can still purchase a home warranty through us.
So how is a home warranty, how would you say it's really beneficial to people? How does it help protect your property and help offset some of the repair costs if something happens?
Well, I mean, a home warranty is going to offer coverage towards the majority of the homeowner's appliance and home systems. Coverage based, being as long as those were in working order at closing, or again after the 30-day delay for coverage to start. So as long as it's not a pre-existing issue, we're going to cover those features. Again, normal wear and tear. We are, as of most warranty companies, we are a repair first. If that repair cannot be done, we'll look at doing some replacement or applying some cost reduction to those replacements.
So it's kind of like supplemental. I don't want to say it. This is probably terming it totally incorrectly, but it's kind of like when you buy supplemental health insurance. It's like you got your main insurance, but then you got the supplement there to cover for all the stuff that won't pay for.
Yeah, it's like a backup. Yeah, but again, your homeowner insurance isn't going to cover your refrigerator breaking down, right? It's not going to cover.
They'll barely cover anything.
Yeah, it's not going to cover your washer and dryer from overuse or from usage, and that's where that home warranty could really tie in, especially if you're big into the Airbnb or the rental properties, right? If have some rental properties that are just getting used every single weekend, and a renter never treats a house like a homeowner, it's a great idea to have a home warranty on there to cover those wear and tears for excessive wear and tear.
Well, when we get back, we're going to do a quick commercial, but I got Dustin Lisefski on here from America's Preferred Home Warranty. We're going to get more into the details of all the different types of warranties when we come back.
346, or go to pathwayapproved.com. Pathway Mortgage, the right path to home loan for you.
All right, coming back on the air today for your September 9th real estate news report. It's Marty Swanson, the man, the myth, the legend, making his way to the studio right now.
Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy? It's so good to be back on here. Thanks for having me again today for the real estate news report.
Oh, I'm glad to have you, Marty. Good to have you back on today. Where you been at, buddy?
Oh, I'm dreadfully scared of storms, and I just had to get out of here last week. I went up and stayed with my mother.
Oh, that explains it. I was wondering where you went, but that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, our hearts go out with everybody that was affected by the storms last week. I'm glad you were able to get out of here. So, out of curiosity, where does your mom live?
Joe, she's up in Long Island. She's in a retirement community. It was hard for me to get in, but they were able to make a couple of exceptions for me.
Why'd they have to make exceptions?
Well, she's in something called assisted living, where, you know, they have the nurses there to help her around the clock, and they don't really let visitors stay there per se, but she was able to kind of sneak me in, and the nurse was okay with it. I was just so dreadfully scared, Joe. I wasn't sure what else to do. Thank goodness she was able to get me in.
Well, is your mom doing okay? Was she happy to see you?
Well, she wasn't at first.
What do you mean she wasn't? Your mom wasn't happy to see you at first?
Well, I can explain, Joe. So, last time I was up there, my mom had started dating this older gentleman. And he was nothing like my father was. He was nothing like him, and my mom still blames me for breaking them apart.
Oh, I see. So you're a little jealous. But didn't your dad leave your mom like 15 years ago?
Joe, he had to move to the West Coast for his allergies. You know, he always suffered from really bad sinuses.
All right, well, I'm not going to continue to keep going down this path, but how did it go staying at your mom's retirement home?
They went okay. We played a lot of bridge and some other games, but then things got a little bit weird, Joe. One day I accidentally took some of her pills, and I ended up getting asked to leave the retirement home. Unbeknownst to me, I don't know what I did, Joe. I honestly took the medicine. I thought it was mine, and they just were not very happy about that.
So you accidentally took your mom's happy medicine. All right, this is why I don't go down these paths, Marty, but just give us an update. Let us know what's going on with the real estate news.
Hey, Joe, this is the Southwest Florida local real estate news for September 9th. First of all, I just got to say that Mick Jagger's house finally sold after being on the market for 3 months. His beautiful Lakewood Ranch home just sold on September 6th, which was a couple of days ago. The house sold for $3.2 million. It's where Jagger, his son Henrik, and the cat lived, which is kind of cool. One of our celebrities here sold their house. I don't know where he's going, but good luck to him. Now, in other news, I got something really good to report for first-time home buyers or people trying to get into an entry-level home. Right now, the average price of a single-family home in Sarasota County is $535,000. Whoa! And $515,000 in Manatee County. But Simply Dwelling Homes has just launched a brand new development in Sarasota. The development's going to be built on a vacant lot that's across from Boca High School on Orange Avenue and 35th Street. The new neighborhood built by Simply Dwell Homes is going to feature over 30 different layouts to choose from with 1- and 2-story houses. The homes are being built for around $350,000 and above, which is great for first-time buyers trying to get into the market. The average square foot is between 1,300 to 2,500 square feet, single-family and 2-story home. They'll also feature the latest up-to-date, up-to-code, hurricane-resistant doors and windows. So check out the new neighborhood being built by Simply Dwell Homes. Go to Google and check it out, and look at this new neighborhood over across from Boca High School in Sarasota. Now, this week's real estate news, I got to do another little bit of bragging on Sarasota. It's made it to the Pod's top relocation state in the U.S. It's number 2 on the list for relocators to move to in the whole country. Believe it or not, number 1 this year was Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Can't even believe it. This year, Sarasota was number 2. Last year, Sarasota was number 1, but this year it's number 2. And number 3 in the country is Wilmington, North Carolina. So the Carolinas got it made this year with the PODS relocation report. So that is all the people that are most likely to relocate to the areas of Sarasota, Myrtle Beach, and Wilmington, North Carolina. Now, here's something that Forbes just came out with. The states that people are fleeing from the quickest in the country. This just came out by Forbes. So the states that people are leaving, the most popular states to leave in the U.S. right now, number 1 obviously is California. They're all moving here like cockroaches, I tell you. Second on the list is New York because of the huge amount of taxes. Then we got third, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. So the 5 states people are fleeing from and leaving and saying, I'm getting out of here, and coming to North Carolina, South Carolina, and Sarasota is California, New York, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. Unbelievable. And the last thing I want to talk about on this week's real estate news is I know people are a little gloomy because rates are really high in the mortgage market right now. The average 30-year fixed rate is 6.93. However, on the bright side, it's still historically low over the last 50 years. In 1981, rates were the highest they'd ever been at 18.8%. So when you look at the rates now at 6.93, it doesn't even shake a finger at 18.8%. And I'm Marty Swanson with this week's local Southwest Florida real estate report. Thank you, Joe, so much for having me here again. I hope everyone has a good weekend.
You can't handle the truth.
Quit being blinded by Google. Stay tuned in to How to Beat the Banks with local mortgage expert Joe Miller on.
Hey, How to Beat the Banks listeners. When it comes to real estate legal services, there isn't a more elite group of professionals than the team at First International Title. First International Title is one of the premier sponsors of How to Beat the Banks live show and podcast. Providing direct communication and secure document portal access, First International Title has served both buyer and seller real estate professionals throughout the state of Florida for over 10 years. First International Title provides customized, comprehensive title and closing services to thousands of local Southwest Florida property owners and their families. So, if you are a property investor or local real estate professional, choose the team that is there for you every step of the way and will always close on time. Choose First International Title. Contact us today at 772-233-4950. That's 772-233-4950. Or go to www.firstintitle.com. That's www.firstin-title.com. First International Title. We are first in title.
Contact Sarah Picarelli, Main Branch, Florida Land Title Association, certified license.
What is going on? Sarasota, Southwest Florida. It's Joe Miller, local mortgage advisor on How to Beat the Banks. Give us a call at 941-745-1490. That's 941-745-1490. If you got any questions about home warranties or just want to make fun of us or make fun of our guest today. Today we're talking all about home warranties, and we got Dustin Lisefski with American Preferred Home Warranty and back with us after our break. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. Enjoying the time.
Also, if you'd like to ask us a question, go to howtobeatthebanks.com. Drop us a question on our email. We'd be more than happy to answer it and help you out. And just I wanted Dustin to kind of give out, where should people go to get a hold of America's Preferred Home Warranty? Where's the best place to call and that kind of thing?
So the easiest place if you are on the internet is aphw.com. So America's Preferred Home Warranty, but aphw.com. Simple and easy. That's going to give you all the information for the company. Our phone number for the company as well, we have 1-800-468-5006. That is our customer service number. It's open 24/7, 365. You can call at 2 in the morning if you're having some trouble sleeping, and there'll be someone there in Jackson, Michigan, to answer that call and get.
Is that like
care
Jake
of.
with State Farm? You know,
It
remember
is,
the
it
commercial?
is.
Jake. And the wife busts in on him. Who you
It's
talking to, Jakey?
It's a pride point for us. We love the fact that a homeowner can call 24/7, 365 if they have a system failure at 2 in the morning.
Hello.
We can answer that call, get it situated, and if they can get that repairman out there to fix that 2 in the morning, we'll also make that payment to
It's
that
like,
repairman.
I didn't actually have a home problem. I just needed someone to talk to.
Just lonely.
Well, good. You need to pay for it. Here, give me my Square account. Or you can Venmo. Man, remember when they didn't have Venmo and all that, and they just had Square or credit card stuff? Venmo and Zelle's a game changer.
The last 15 years, the world and technology has multiplied immensely.
I know. I'm surprised all the, everybody doesn't use Zelle. I mean, I would love it in our business if we could just Zelle the cash to close money or Venmo instead of paying for all these wire fees and cashier's checks. Venmo, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep it simple.
Yeah, so today, America's preferred home warranty. Dustin on here with us. I wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of home warranties. So there's lots of different types of homes, properties. They can be very complex. They can be 1 unit, 4 units. They can have pools. They can have ponds. They got all kinds of stuff. What are the different types of home warranty plans that America's preferred home warranty offers?
So we, of course, cover the single-family homes, condos, townhouses, new construction. We'll do up to quadplexes. Anything commercial we do not touch, just for residential purposes.
So no commercials.
No commercials at this point, but anything residential.
There's probably a good reason for that. I could just see people calling in for every random, my toilet's backed up, come help me.
Yeah. Call the super.
Do you know how to use a plunger? Look at YouTube. DIY, baby. DIY. I try to fix everything off YouTube, even things I'm not qualified to fix. I'm like, I could fix an electrical box.
It's everything is there's someone out there doing everything on YouTube. So
every time I try to fix something off YouTube, my wife cringes. And she starts. I notice I can never find my tools. I think she's hiding them from me, because she's secretly giving me innuendos. I don't want you to fix anything. I usually make it worse. Honestly, don't tell her I said that, but I usually make it worse. One time I was actually putting concrete stain on the pool deck, and it got in the water. It got on the grass. It was a nightmare, and it actually ended up costing double just hiring somebody because I had to pay for the cleanup.
So for you, it's a DD. Why don't do it yourself.
So let's say somebody gets a home warranty. They're buying their house. They're like, we need a little bit. What I love about them is it covers all the things that you don't want to pay out of pocket for. Let's say you buy a home in Florida. We have lovely issue. It's not uncommon to have an older hot water heater or an older furnace because, to be honest with you, the older furnaces last longer. So a lot of times people are buying the homes with furnaces. So will the home warranty cover that? Let's say the furnace goes out. Will they come out and repair that and look at it?
So yeah, absolutely. Anything. So it's the standard. What I like to tell a lot of people is think about the word peach. So a home warranty is going to cover in ours particularly. There are again different home warranties out there, but for America's preferred, your plumbing, your electric, your appliances, your cooling, and your heating are all going to be covered for normal wear and tear items. That's going to go down to the furnace, down to the wiring, plumbing issues, walls inside. Again, there's a lot of different home aspects that could happen. We, in particular, we offer some roof leak repair as well.
Oh, wow, that's great. Because I know a lot of warranty companies don't do anything dealing with roofs.
That's a big differential for us is we offer some things. As you mentioned earlier, the hot water heater, that's going to be covered as well. Again, we always look to repair. One of the best things about America's Preferred Home Warranty and our number one differential is we do allow the homeowner to choose their own licensed contractors for all covered repairs. So it really gives that homeowner that peace of mind to have someone that they know and trust, someone more localized.
Oh, wow, that's a huge
repair.
benefit. So you let people use and pick their own contractor.
That's correct. So
that's
as long
really
as they're,
unique because I don't know of any other home warranty company that does that.
Yeah, as long as they're licensed, that's our only requirement. And before the repair is complete, we obviously need a diagnostic done.
What do you mean by licensed? Does that mean
proper channels,
like
right?
a real license, or can you not one you can get off Google?
No. A license. A plumber can't fix the roof. You know
I got
what
a
I mean?
belt buckle and a tattoo says I'm a plumber, bagad. Hook me up.
That's it.
So, I mean, like technically your brother or your cousin could be your preferred contractor, but they do have to have some kind of insurance or certification, whatever they're fixing.
Correct. We unfortunately, in many cases, a standard handyman, if they're not licensed, would not be able to do that work. But as long as they're licensed, we're able to get them paid, again, 24 hours, 7 days a week once they do that job.
And just to let you all know, this is a great resource especially if you're a first-time buyer. You know, I know when I bought my first home, I literally had no money. I was skating in by the skin of my teeth. It was kind of like, oh, just enough. And I closed, and that was it. And so if you're a first-time buyer and you don't have like a huge savings account like a retiree might, this is a great tool to offset some of that initial cost. You know, when you get a new home, I'm telling you, no matter if it's a brand new home or 30 years old, the first 12 months, something's going to happen.
Yep.
So this is a great tool where you can reach out and they hold your hand and kind of walk you through the process. And if your hot water heater comes out, they'll come out and look at it. They'll make sure if it needs a repair, they'll repair it. And if they can't repair it, I'm assuming they'll replace the cost, right?
We do so how our particular company works is we have a limited liability of coverage on each system or each home unit. So we'll provide an up to amount, and all those are disclosed in our brochure.
So it depends on what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you're not going to get like the hot water heater that Tim Allen would want, but you're going to get one that if they're going to get one that's at market value, that's going to do the job.
Well, not necessarily. So we
So
are
you will get Tim Allen's.
we're a freedom of choice company. So you can utilize the contractor your choice, and you're not limited with that. You're not limited to what that contractor sells. So if you wanted to go to Home Depot, we're going to give you X amount of dollars to go towards that replacement. You can apply that to any replacement that you wish. We're not going to say, hey, you got to go in this warehouse and look for these materials. You can go and have that freedom of choice if you want to go to Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever that may be, or an appliance center. You can buy that from anywhere that you want. Just need, again, a licensed install to be done so we know it's put in correctly.
So you cover, hot water heaters, appliances like a refrigerator. Now, do you guys cover other things? You said a little bit about the roof, but do you do like, let's say, pool pumps and things dealing with pools or anything like that?
Yep, absolutely. We are a full home spectrum home warranty company. So we do have some differentials as far as what we cover as well. The water and sewer lines outside the foundation, so foundation to curb or foundation to system, often known as mystery pipes, they're included under our standard coverage as well. We have sub pump coverage. We have well pump coverage. The standard appliances, as you mentioned, washer and dryer is also in our standard coverage plan. Our standard coverage plan, just to put it out there, in Florida starts at $499.
Oh, wow.
That's our base price point.
That's nothing, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, that's literally compared to everything else you spend money on when you're buying a home. I spend that. I mean, think about your water. $4.99, and it gives you peace of mind, and it protects a lot of your little things dealing with your house.
Yeah, it covers a total. There's 25 home components there, and then as you were asking earlier, we do have an upgrade option that they can add in for $160. That adds in things like toilets, the garage door openers, ice makers, all the racks, all the handles, all the knobs of their appliances. That would add in refrigerant recovery.
So for $648, you get everything.
$695. $695 is the big number. That's going to give you also a $50 deductible. So you're going to get kind of the one-stop shop. Home unique features such as pools, saltwater, freshwater, if it has additional refrigerators or a wine cooler, if there's some termite, we offer pest control. They're upgrade options. Typically, the smaller ones are $50 for the year. Again, these are annual plans, and then the pool coverage is $185 for the standard and $385 for the upgrade.
And I have a crazy question for you. Will it cover my cigar humidor? I consider it an appliance.
Cigar humidor, unfortunately, aren't, but hopefully the magic. That's not a component that we factored in just yet. We do have an electronic package that we just added in August of last year, so about a year ago. A great package that is utilized by Fortega. It's a $199 addition, so you can add that into the plan. everything basically except for a cell phone. I guess on the radio I shouldn't say everything, but majority of the electronics in the
push,
home,
pull, or drag it in.
except
You
for
heard it,
cell
guys.
phones. So your TVs, your wearables, your iWatch, your anything that except more or less your cell phone, your peripherals for gaming systems, your headphones, printers, TVs are all going to be covered under that plan as well.
All right, so we're running out of time as usual. They only give us so much time on here. I'm lucky they even let me on here. I don't know how I ended up pulling that off. But so let me ask you this: what are some of the main warranty claims that you see come in? Like just the most common ones.
Right now in the area, obviously we're in Florida, so AC and the hot water heater are two majors. Statistically, they say that homeowners are going to have a major system failure within the first 6 months of home ownership. We're seeing, if there's a warranty attached to it, we're seeing probably about 90% usage in this area, Southwest Florida, within the first 30 days. So that AC going or even that hot water heater. I will tell you that time does not matter for a breakdown. And what I mean by that, we just had some new construction homes that came on. They sold within 6 months. The AC failed on those brand new constructions. It was covered under manufacturer warranty. We always will that will supersede a home warranty, manufacturer warranty.
Okay.
But the reason the reason for that is a lot of new builds are happening. And a lot of dust and that dirt and debris are going into those first homes that are being built. So you may say, hey, I have a brand new AC system, but that's pulling in dirt and debris, and they're not doing the proper maintenance during that time, so it's having some system failure there. So, even day two of a new home, new construction build can still have an issue.
And that's what I was just saying. It's like, a little bit ago, I was like, even if it's a brand new home or a 30-year-old home, they always seem to have something that first 12 months. I don't care what it is. It's just, I think it's part of the initiation of buying a home process. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go out.
Welcome to the club, right?
So this is definitely a huge topic we run into a lot, and I want to promote it because it's a great asset when you're buying a property, or if, like we said earlier, if you already own a property and you want to get more protected to cover a lot of your meat and potato things of the home, the things you use every day, your hot water heater, your furnace, your air conditioning unit, several things. America prefer home warranty. You couldn't ask for a better place. And it's Dustin Lisefski on with us today. And again, what's the best place for people to go to get more information?
Again, the .com, so aphw.com. Am I able to give my phone number out? I'll give my phone number. You can always reach out to me via phone. 555. No. They can always reach out to me directly, and I can steer them in the right direction. I am the area sales manager for all of Southwest Florida. I'm covering from Tampa all the way down to Everglades City and as far west as Winter Haven.
Can't imagine the claims you get in Everglades.
Yeah, I mean, there's some crazy ones, let me tell you. But I can be reached at. Am I able to provide the phone number?
Yeah, definitely.
239-322-9546. Once again, that's 239-322-9546. If anybody has any questions, no matter where you're listening from across the country, we are in basically every state except for California.
Oh, wow.
So that our coverage...
Nobody likes California.
I'm
just kidding.
Our reach is long. It's funny because in California, actually, home warranties are required with every transaction. So
like everything else.
They have to be part of the sale. So... but we're looking to be out there soon. But if anybody anywhere has any questions, I can always get them in touch with their local agent or assist them with any questions or concerns.
Well, and I just want all the real estate professionals that are listening to hear everything that's going on. You should give them a shot at earning your business. Or if you're just an amateur home buyer or just looking to buy your home, you've heard all the different unique aspects that they allow for the home warranty process. You get to pick your own contractor. The rates are really inexpensive compared to most competitors. So check them out, America's Preferred Home Warranty. Dustin, thank you so much for being on with us today. We really appreciate you joining us and look forward to having you again because I know there's a lot more stuff we need to cover.
Joe, I really appreciate being here. I look forward to helping anybody I can that's out there, homeowners or agents, protect your assets. And if anything I can do for you, that's what I'm here for. Thank you so much.
It's Joe Miller, How to Beat the Banks, America's Preferred Home Warranty, on with us today. Go to the website if you want to drop us a question, howtobeatthebanks.com. Call us with a question, 941-745-1490, and we'll be back right after this. Hey, Buccaneers fans, get ready for the ultimate NFL football experience. See your Tampa Bay Buccaneers face off against the New Orleans Saints at Raymond James Stadium this New Year's Eve. Stay tuned to score 2 VIP parking and VIP tickets sponsored in part by Pathway Mortgage Sarasota and your favorite radio show, How to Beat the Banks. Get instantly entered to win by calling the show at 941-745-1490. That's 941-745-1490. Or like or follow the How to Beat the Banks Facebook page. For more details about this contest, go to howtobeatthebanks.com. Winners to be selected on the live Thanksgiving Day show, November 18th. It's all brought to you in part by the show that feeds your football addiction, How to Beat the Banks, on 1490 AM WWPR.
Hey, How to Beat the Banks listeners. When it comes to real estate legal services, there isn't a more elite group of professionals than the team at First International Title. First International Title is one of the premier sponsors of How to Beat the Banks live show and podcast. Providing direct communication and secure document portal access, First International Title has served both buyer and seller real estate professionals throughout the state of Florida for over 10 years. First International Title provides customized, comprehensive title and closing services to thousands of local Southwest Florida property owners and their families. So, if you are a property investor or local real estate professional, choose the team that is there for you every step of the way and will always close on time. Choose First International Title. Contact us today at 772-233-4950. That's 772-233-4950. Or go to www.firstintitle.com. That's www.firstin-title.com. First International Title. We are first in title.
It's time for another How to Beat the Banks weekly Fast Fact.
What is a debt-to-income ratio? Your DTI is an important figure that indicates how easily you'll be able to make your mortgage payments. It also helps lenders determine whether or not they should grant you a loan. Right. Now I knew that. Getting a handle on your DTI can help you avoid taking out a mortgage that you can't afford. If you end up spending too much on your home, you could become what is called house poor, where you don't have enough money left over for everything else. Yipes! If you have a low DTI, it means you make a lot more money than how much you owe each month, so you're more likely to comfortably afford your mortgage payments, which is great. But if you have a high DTI, it means you have a lot of debt relative to your income, so you might not be able to afford your mortgage. Not so great. Keep in mind there are two different types of DTIs. Front-end DTI shows how much of your income is allocated towards housing costs, including your mortgage payment plus property taxes and homeowners insurance. Back-end DTI reveals all of your monthly debt payments and financial obligations, including housing costs, but also things like credit card debt, auto loans, alimony, and child support. So how do you figure out your DTI? Just add up your monthly debt payments and then divide the total by your gross monthly income, which is your earnings before taxes and other deductions. So, if your total monthly debt payment is $1,900 and your gross income is $4,000, then your back-end DTI is about 48%. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, 43% is generally the highest DTI that you can have to get a qualified mortgage. Your DTI can be a major make or break factor in determining whether or not you get approved for a home loan, so you want to aim to keep it as low as possible. That said, if your DTI isn't so hot, there are other options. If you have a significant other who has a better DTI, you can apply for a mortgage together to better your chances. You could also work at paying down your debts, or take on a side hustle for more income.
And we're back. It's Joe Miller with How to Beat the Bank's local mortgage advisor. So happy to have you joining us this beautiful Sarasota Saturday morning. And glad to be here. Thank you again to Dustin Lisefski from America's Preferred Home Warranty for coming in. Great guy, great company. I'm actually going to switch our home warranty into them. I haven't had to do a claim yet. I'm kind of waiting for that moment. I'm excited to make a claim because you pay for it for all these years and you're like, okay, something break. something big, nothing too big, just something, if it could be something manageable, like my washer or something, I don't want it to break necessarily, but I want to see if this stuff works. I want to go through the home warranty experience. So, yeah, I mean, home warranties are definitely a tremendous asset if you currently own a property, or if you are looking to buy a property. It's definitely good to look into a home warranty. So what I wanted to talk about this week is the Fed meeting. Yeah, I'm talking about the Fed. They're going to be meeting again September 19th to go over what's going on with inflation and the market report to determine whether they're going to lower or keep the housing prime rates, or actually the loan prime rates, the same. Why is that important? Because it is an excuse the banks use to keep the mortgage rates at 7%. Right now, their average 30-year fixed rate, 6.93, which is not horrible. I mean, it is compared to when we had 2.5% rate a couple of years ago, but it's still, we said earlier, comparatively, I think Marty said it earlier, in the last 50 years when rates were 18% in 1981, 6.93 is nothing. However, homes are also a lot more than they were back in 1981. I think you could buy a home for like $12,000 in a bag of McDonald's back then. But now you're looking at $600,000, $800,000 properties. First-time homes around $535,000 in Sarasota. 6.93 is a lot of money. It makes your payment quite a bit, especially when you add on things like PMI, homeowners insurance, property taxes, and let's not forget the HOA mafia dues that are due every month, especially here in the Florida area. We love our HOA fees. I mean, I do like seeing all the beautiful trees and flowers and mulch, and I know that they have the sprinklers and stuff like that, but my goodness, some of these HOA fees, it's like, what is this? Where's the money going? Like in my neighborhood, we have probably 600 homes. Fees are, I think, $330 a month for 600 something homes. I mean, I can't do the math, but that's like $200,000 every month, or $100 something thousand. Where is it? That can't all be going for the grass. Somebody's got to be doing it. So that's why I've come up with this term, the HOA mafia. Anyways, the Fed's going to be meeting September 19th. The odds are, because the inflation overall has dramatically improved, the market cost per consumer goods has went down from its peak that it was in 2022. So we have seen significant improvements in that. So their market projections are that they're either going to keep the rates the same, and there's a possibility that they may lower them, which is what I'm hoping, because it will make it a little bit more affordable for people to buy homes. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that. And again, that's going to be September 19th. One thing that is totally crazy, though, I'm on the radio every week now. It's kind of a new thing. Everybody's like, oh, you're on the radio? I'm like, yeah. Do people listen to the radio anymore? Yes, they do. And especially AM. When I was younger, you used AM radio was for all the talk shows, and FM radio was music. Well, now, because you have satellite radio and Spotify and all that stuff, a lot of the talk radio is also on FM radio too. So people are like, my kids, though, they seem to have no clue. They're like, you're on the radio, Dad? I'm like, yeah, I told you this. I'll let you hear my intro. I made it a big deal. I even bought, made a T-shirt and everything. And then just last week, they're like, oh, I forgot you were on the radio. It's like they don't even care. I'm like, does anybody else have teenage kids like this? I got 2 teenage girls, 17 and 14, and that is the reason I have no hair anymore. I don't want to necessarily blame them, but I will say right about the time they hit their teenage years, about 11 years old, that's when the hair started to go away. And I noticed that it was receding. So I'm going to blame them. I'm not saying they're the sole reason, but I am saying they're a contributing factor to the dramatic hair loss in my life. So teenage kids, that's just one thing they put me through, not knowing I'm on the radio. Don't they know who I am by now? My goodness. Joe Miller, local mortgage expert, 1490 WWPR. Don't they know? I don't know. I had to go on that rant a little bit. So other things that are going on in Sarasota, there's so many new developments going on in the area. So I know we have a huge issue with people finding introductory homes. There's several new developments. One's going out Lakewood Ranch. There's another one going out across from Booker High School on it's actually over by 35th Street and Orange Avenue. They're going to be building homes out there that are starting around $350,000. So that's going to be a great opportunity for people to kind of get into an entry-level home. maybe get something a little bit less expensive than the normal price here, which, like I said a minute ago, was $535,000. So just kind of be looking out. You know, we're gonna be posting links on howtobeatthebanks.com, some of these different areas where you can find a little bit better pricing on homes, and they're brand new. That means they have hurricane-resistant windows and doors. They have brand new roofs. Typically, you don't have too many issues you got to worry about during that first year, you know, first couple of years of building a new home. So just be on the lookout for that. Well, Phil is not here this week, my counterpart. Neither is Chris. Both of them, they, you know, every week it's like dealing with, I swear, they're Gen Zers. Like, you never know when they're going to show up, and then when they do show up, they want a raise in like 2 weeks if they show up on time. And this Saturday, Chris said he had to do something, and Phil's in Alaska. So I can't even write him up at this point. I mean, how am I going to? I'm going to Zoom him, do a quick write up. But I got some more stuff to talk about. Or we're going to get more deep into mortgage rates here in just a little bit here on How to Beat the Banks.
Attention Southwest Florida. If you're looking to buy a home or property, let's be honest. Lack of inventory and high interest rates could be causing you some headaches. That's why it's never been a better time to check out Pathway Mortgage, a local Southwest mortgage company that offers the best customized loan options to help you meet your goal. Pathway Mortgage understands that high rates are definitely a huge concern, and that is why we have created an amazing program called Refi Plus. Refi Plus gives you the flexibility to buy a home now and refinance for free to a lower rate later. That's right. Once rates drop, Pathway Mortgage gives you the opportunity to refinance your current home loan to a lower interest rate with absolutely zero lender fees, 0 points, and no appraisal fee, allowing you to save thousands of dollars on the monthly payment of your current mortgage. Take advantage of the free Refi Plus program by calling Pathway Mortgage at 941-926-6346 or go to pathwayapproved.com. Pathway Mortgage, the right path to home loan for you.
Hey, Buccaneers fans, get ready for the ultimate NFL football experience. See your Tampa Bay Buccaneers face off against the New Orleans Saints at Raymond James Stadium this New Year's Eve. Stay tuned to score 2 VIP parking and VIP tickets sponsored in part by Pathway Mortgage Sarasota and your favorite radio show, How to Beat the Banks. Get instantly entered to win by calling the show at 941-745-1490. That's 941-745-1490. Or like or follow the How to Beat the Banks Facebook page. For more details about this contest, go to howtobeatthebanks.com. Winners to be selected on the live Thanksgiving Day show November 18th. It's all brought to you in part by the show that feeds your football addiction, How to Beat the Banks, on 1490 AM WWPR.
And we're back. Joe Miller, local mortgage advisor here on How to Beat the Banks, Southwest Florida's premier real estate radio show on every Saturday at 10 a.m. And this is our 5th show. I can't believe they have not fired me yet. I don't know what I did right, but I guess I haven't used any too bad of profanity yet, so maybe they're like, all right, we'll let this guy stay on. But it's an awesome opportunity to be on here and talk to everyone and answer any questions on the air, you know, about what's going on. Because I know a lot of people have several concerns when they're going through the home purchasing or current property owners or investors. So next week, we're actually going to be having Melissa Godio from Showtime Realty back on the air with us to go over everything involving investment property. She is an investment property expert, and she's going to be on with us next Saturday on next Saturday's show to go over investment properties. And we're going to highlight – I'm actually going to wear a tie that day. Because, you know, when you're talking about commercial properties or investment, you got to look a little bit professional. Now, I may wear a T-shirt with the tie, but I'll look more professional than I normally do. And today, I got somebody new in here with us. I just had to introduce her. Valerie is on here with us today. How you doing?
Hello.
She is running the mixing board. She's helping us out. Glad to have you joining us.
No problem.
We had to get a backup for Phil. We're not sure where he went.
I don't know where he went.
He says Alaska. But
that's what he says, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's weird. I guess if it's hotter than heck here, you want to go to the opposite place,
right.
Alaska.
It was nice this morning, though. Did you get up early and go outside? It was.
Yeah, I actually went on a little bit of a walk this morning.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was like typically I've been so used to my shorts sticking to my rear end every morning, and everything was flowing free this morning. I was like, wow, this is nice.
I know. I learned the joys of powdering. You have to powder.
Powder up. Is there a certain brand you like to use?
No, just store brand. It's like $6 now for a thing of baby powder.
God, it used to be like $1.
I know, right?
Like
I don't know. It's
Johnson and
expensive.
Johnson has lost their flipping mind.
I know.
They
It's
think
crazy.
everything that they make, it's like overpriced as heck. It's like baby shampoo that was 50 cents when I was a kid. It's like
Right.
$10.
I
It's
know.
like, it's just shampoo. Jeez Louises. What do we need here?
But I've been listening to your show, and I own a couple of rental properties myself, and I was wondering is it good to have like your portfolio, like most of my money is tied up in real estate. Is that wise?
Traditionally, if you talk to like a traditional financial advisor, they'll say you need a diverse portfolio.
Right. That's what I'm
Diverse.
getting right now.
However, with real estate, depending on how it's set up, I'm not sure. Are you doing mostly rentals?
Yeah, pretty much.
Typically, especially are they here in Florida? Or?
Yeah.
In our area, I know right now I don't see any problem with it because the rental values have just been going up.
Right.
So I think it's a very safe investment, much more than the crazy stock market is right now.
Correct.
So I wouldn't necessarily say it's not good to have, because stock, if you do it right, it's a long-term investment. You might get 7% to 12% return a year, but then some years you might lose half of it. So
Right.
over 30 years, by the time you're 80 years old, then you might make a little money. So housing, especially once the property gets paid off, it's all residual income. I call it real expensive vending machines.
Right. Oh.
It's like you get a tenant, they come in, they pay the rent. Hopefully they don't destroy your house.
Yeah.
It's like going to the vending machine and buying some Doritos, but just way more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It just sits there and makes money. Now, obviously, you have to keep reserves in the account for, different repairs that need to be made, or whether maybe you might have a tenant that decides not to pay rent for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely think it is a good investment to have rental properties. I would talk to a financial advisor to see, what the returns are right now on different types of mutual funds and stuff like that. Because, it might be more advantageous for you to maybe sell a property and put at least some of that in something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think where you're at now is definitely not going to hurt you, especially if they're close to being paid off or something.
Yeah, they
like
are
that.
paid off, so.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great opportunity. So do you have mostly good tenants?
Yes.
Well, that's a blessing.
Yes.
How do you vet your tenants before you get them in?
People I know, but like I have a property near University Park, near the Ringling Museum.
Oh, that's a great
And
area.
I rented it to a fellow that I worked with and knew and whatnot, and then he died.
Oh, wow.
So I go to the house, and I find he sublet like the rooms to these crackheads. Yeah, and they spray painted the house and it was crazy. And
I'm assuming they weren't paying the utility bill.
no. And well, the dead guy was paid up.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he had the crackheads in there.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had to go through the eviction and all that nonsense. So that was crazy. So I
feel
never
like
again.
the crackheads give property management a little flavor. It makes it a little fun. It kind of gives you a little bit of, not necessarily great fun, but it makes your week a little bit more exciting being a property manager. You're like,
Correct.
Who is this fella?
I know.
What did you do?
I had to go to court and get them evicted and get the law involved.
Oh, Sheriff Ted.
Yep. And then, I found all sorts of stuff, but luckily they left all their stuff there, so I stole all their stuff and sold it. So that was good.
So if you need to buy some random things from crackheads,
Yeah.
please call Valerie. She'll
I
definitely
know.
be able to hook you up.
I found a cash register.
that probably belongs to someone else.
I know, and we called the cops, and I'm like, there's a cash register. They didn't do anything.
What'd you do with that? I'll
throw it in the garbage.
Oh, man,
there was nothing in it. But, I mean, where did this come from?
Well, you definitely got to tune in to next week's show because we're going to be going over all the different advantages of property ownership and investment properties and how it can help your portfolio with Melissa next week.
Oh, that'll be great to hear.
We'll also talk about if you are a property investor, how the eviction process works. We'll talk about different investment property loans because that's always the biggest question I get is how does property, financing, investment property financing work? Is it crazy? Are the rates insanely high? A lot of people don't think they can get qualified, but I'll tell you that there's a lot of amazing financial programs for investors, especially with fix and flips and new construction. There's a lot of spec home loans that make it easy and affordable to build homes. And here in the Southwest Florida area, you can make a tremendous amount of profit from it. So that's going to be all coming up with Melissa Godio next week on how to beat the banks. So you got to be sure to stay tuned in for that. Then hopefully next week, I think we'll have Chris back in here. I'm not, I know he's probably volunteering for the Red Cross or who knows what he's doing, but he always, I can't ever get on to him because he always has these great reasons for missing. I'm like, why did you miss? And he's like, oh, I was helping the homeless at the soup kitchen. I'm like, oh, now I feel like a huge jerk. Well, I feel bad for getting on to him, but because he always has these like great excuses, like ones you couldn't make up, like. Not like Phil's excuses. His are always like, oh, I was I was home inspecting that week and took some pictures and my car broke down. I'm like, the car breakdown excuse. We just all love that one. So yeah, Chris will be on here next week and we'll be making fun of Phil again. And hopefully he doesn't hear any of this and don't tell him about it because I don't want to get, Phil kind of reminds me of someone that could go postal. I'm just saying he has a lot of pent up anger.
You're right.
It could happen.
You're right.
It's not. We might have to put a little bit of a different lock on the studio door.
Mm-hmm.
But so don't tell Phil that we're making fun of him. But again, just so grateful to have you guys joining us today on How to Beat the Banks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to being on here next week with Melissa Godio from Showtime Realty. She's going to be joining us on How to Beat the Banks. Like our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube page, hashtag How to Beat the Banks, and get entered to win those VIP tickets to the Buccaneers game. And the drawing is going to be on November 18th. 2 VIP tickets, 13th row VIP parking. You've got to go and subscribe to the How to Beat the Banks YouTube channel or Facebook page to get entered to win that. And always appreciate you all having me and listening to me today. I look forward to the next week's show. Hope you have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.